Welcome to day one, the data and AI mindset. Before we start this entire series, I wanted to keep the first lecture as building the right mindset because I have seen many folks like they are earlier working on application side of things like .NET, Java, and other stuff, but they when they move to data, they again think the same way. So building a right mindset is extremely essential for data engineering modules. Let us begin. Every company is a data and AI company. This is a famous quote from Databricks CEO. In today's hyper-connected world, data is new currency. Whether you are a retail, healthcare, manufacturing, or logistics, your company generates and consumes massive amount of data. AI leverages this data to drive customer personalization, predictive analytics, automation, and competitive advantage. Tesla collects real-time data from vehicles. Amazon personalizes your product recommendations, and banks use AI for personalization, fraud detection. Every business decision, process, and product can be improved through data. Thus, even non-tech business are being transformed into data-driven organizations. So that is the whole concept behind like every business today needs to be thought in terms of a data and AI company. These are like different organizations which right now uses Databricks as their preferred partner and are continuing their journey towards data and AI. Why data engineering in 2025? Why it is essential? Because the moment few moments before we saw that every company today want to become a data and AI company. The demand for data engineering is exploding, and this is due to three reasons. I always tell these three stories. One is decision evolution, moving from a gut based to data driven decisions. Digital explosion. Okay, so massive amount of digital device use for IoT, apps, sensor systems is generating a massive amount of data, and therefore it has become essential to process that. AI is everywhere. AI can't perform without clean structured data. Data companies need professionals to build, maintain, and scale the infrastructure required to turn raw data into useful intelligence. These are more needed than ever because AI is at the top layer, then you need a right data layer. This has created a global demand for data engineers with expertise in building model and scalable data systems. Let's hear three stories. One is intuition versus data driven decision making. Historically, business leaders made decisions on instinct and past experience. While they have worked on a slower, less data rich world, today's dynamic business landscape demands precision, agility. There is a war going on everywhere. So supply chain are in so much stress that any small decision can make or break a company. And therefore data driven decisions are very critical. Data decision making uses real time analytics, machine learning, historical insights to reduce guesswork and increase the accuracy. Netflix selects content using viewer behavior, not gut feeling. Startups A/B test features before scaling. This shift has created a new need for data systems and deliver reliable data, but that too fast. So this is what intuition-based decision making is all about, and data-driven decision making is all about. Earlier, it was intuition-based decision makings, and now people have moved towards a data-driven, and therefore the need for data. Digital revolution. In last 2 decades, we have seen the digital revolution has marked by a massive shift in low data is generated and consumed. Smartphones, wearables, small devices, cloud apps. From every place, data is generated, and there are zettabytes of data. Businesses now expect real-time feedback, personalization, and predictive intelligence. Everything they want real time. Traditional tools can't scale with this pace. A digital economy is dependent on modern data infrastructure and real-time analytics. So everywhere, this digital data they want to reach real time at a right place. As everything becomes software defined and data driven, companies must invest in their data infrastructure and stay relevant. And this is what we are seeing nowadays that there is a huge demand for building this data infrastructure. The third story, this is and one of my favorite story is the Industry Revolution 5.0. You must have heard about different industrial revolution. They started from like first back in 1784, where mechanization and water power, steam power started coming in, and then Industry 2.0 came in, where mass production assembly line, where we hear a lot of stories about Ford engines. Industry Revolution 3.0, where computer electronics have started emerging. IBM, companies like IBM, Microsoft started flourishing. Then came in 2010 the digital revolution, which we just talked about. But these four, all the four, actually defines what type of job availability is there during that period. Now we are in 2020, where we have Industry 5.0, which is being used a lot. And what is part of Industry 5.0 is mass customization and cyber physical human intelligence, cognitive systems. What we see is AI is as good as its data and infra for AI. So AI models are not magic. So they are basically trained on data. And if the data is poor, the models will be poor. And we have seen that in many cases. The data matters how the model behaves. Data quality, variety, and context directly impacts your AI outcome. Engineers must ensure data is clean, complete, and current, and not biased. Infrastructures like Lakehouse Delta Lake feature stores supports AI. AI workflows depend on pipelines that deliver labeled contextual and real-time features. This shift has elevated data engineering from being a back-end support to a frontline innovation, especially in enterprises implementing generative AI, NLP, and predictive solutions. The role of data engineer is completely changing. A data engineer is responsible for designing, building, and maintaining the pipelines that move the data, transform the data, and make it available. On an, we when we talk about like a role of data engineers, what they actually do, so they work for building data ingestion, data transformation, schema designing, and governance, and finally, they run everything with a right tuning and cost. So this is what they do. Supporting data scientists and analysts, they bridge the gap between infrastructure and insight, making the data accessible and reliable. So instead of just being a backend, their role is changing and becoming much more closer to what AI is currently doing. What is the tech stack? What are the roles and responsibilities of a data engineer? They build ingestion system, transformation systems, schema design and governance, performance tuning and cost optimization. So they basically build the data pipelines. What is the tech stack for data engineer? This is quite an interesting thing that I have put up, where we talk about how a house of a data engineer, a strong house of data engineer, is being built. The base layer consists of SQL for querying a structured data, Python for scripting and transformation. You can see the basic SQL, Python, and then cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, etc. Before, like few years back, the data engineering or processing used to be done with Hadoop. We must understand today nowadays, whenever we go into the market, Hadoop is there is no new system that is getting created with Hadoop. But we must understand this history because this helps us to appreciate what the new guys bring into picture. That is about how Spark or new big data processing framework works. So therefore, aspiring data engineers must know the history of big data. The next thing he must know is Apache Spark framework. Apache Spark is the only whole and soul data processing framework right now in the world, and it is being developed by Databricks, maintained by community now. It's an open source, and it is a must for every data engineer to know what Apache Spark framework is and how it works. Every data engineer must understand any one orchestrator. Orchestrator play a very important role because whenever you build a data pipeline, how to pass the data from one place to another, how many times we should pass. So orchestrator plays a very critical role. So this is the kind of a house of data engineer I always teach my students to understand from bottom to top how a data engineer should build his tech profile. Everything from weekly sales report to real time fraud detection is powered by data. Analytics answer what happened using the past data. Reporting gives real time visibility to its operators so that they can make a quick data driven decisions. And AI predicts and automates decision using historical patterns business intelligence, dashboard, predictive models. So AI will take a context of all these things and it will try to give suggestions or will try to generate some decisions. So this is what currently data is powering right now. Then the question comes, okay, we have understood till now what data engineering, why data engineering, what is data engineering, and now let us understand why data engineering on Databricks. There are multiple platforms like AWS, Azure is there, GCP is there. Um, but then why we or I specifically love Databricks is because it is the best data and AI platform in the world. Right now, just 2 months back, they have made it completely free for all the practitioners. So anyone who is aspiring to become a data and AI expert, their platform is absolutely free. Industry leader in data practices. So right now, if you check the Gartner chart for data and AI capabilities, Databricks is the best platform in the world. Right now, Databricks data engineering skills are considered niche skills in the market, and there are of course high-paying jobs available, and that is the whole story, right? Everyone wants to get a right job, and they are being paid right. This I will give. This I wanted to give in this video itself, but then I will give it um, as a part of first module itself, where what I have done is I have built a complete application in free Databricks platform, where I have built the pipeline from data ingestion, data processing, and then build some dashboards and AI capability on top of it. I would definitely have a separate video as a next video where I show this complete capability to you guys. Now, what all things that I wanted to propose as a part of this series is, I would first start the videos for AI Analytics Engineer on Databricks Foundation, where we build the complete foundation of data engineering. And then maybe once those videos are done, we will go for some of the advanced topics where we go deep into the stream, where we go deep into privacy, where we go deep into CI/CD, how it works. So overall, in the foundation course, foundation videos, what I would want to cover is building data engineering mindset, which we covered in today's video, basics of Python and SQL, how much of Python and SQL a data engineer must know. I'll give some practical notebook views as well. History of Big Data and Apache Spark Foundation. This, as I mentioned, is essential to build your base foundation. Then we'll go for Lakeflow ingest, how Lakeflow is used for data ingestion, declarative pipelines, which is being recently developed by Databricks and made available. It has been GA just a few days back. AIBI reporting. So Databricks has an amazing AIBI reporting and Genie present on the platform. We'll explore how AI, what are the AI concepts, generative AI, machine learning concepts on Databricks, and how Databricks build upon that. And then finally, we'll go for a capstone project. Thank you. Just I'll close it with a note. Data engineers are transitioning from backend specialists to key enablers of real-time insights and AI-powered solution. So get yourself ready and please subscribe to get next videos of this series. Thank you.